I'm going to share the screen with you. Here it is. Can you see it?
Yes, sir.
All right. This is the story we'll be talking about today. This is the story we'll be reading today. Yes, later. Of course, first we will do this. Then later, after we finish this book, we'll do the Magic Tree House. Okay? But this is the plan. First, we have to do this book. So we'll start with it. We'll start with it. And I'll read first. You listen, and then you read. Okay? I will ask you to read all together. We'll read all together at the same time. Even if you can read very well, still read together with everybody, okay? Before the talkies. Now, talkies in this book is what they call the old movies. The new movies. Silent movies were the old ones. Silent movies are the movies with only pictures and no sound. There are the silent movies. Talkies are the movies that they call the new movies these days. When you watch movies, there's music and there's sound and there's words that you can hear people talk, people say. These are the talkies. So before the talkies are the old movies. So let's read the title together. Repeat after me. Before the talkies. Right. Everybody, please repeat. When I ask you to repeat, everybody has to do it. If you don't do it, I'm gonna ask you to read alone. Okay? Nobody sleeping? Who has a sleepy face? Let me see. Rayandra, you have a sleepy face? Do not lie down like that. Okay? Sit straight. Look at the screen and read. Okay? If you lie down like this, that's not a very nice pose. That's not a very nice posture. So let's read together. Here we go. Going to the next page. Before the talkies. I'll read first, and then I'll ask you to read. So listen carefully. We have Granddad over there. We have Jared, and we have Sarah, 2 children. Jared is the brother, Sarah is the sister. I'll read. Granddad was moving to a new house, and Jared and Sarah were helping him pack. See why there are so many boxes on the picture? Because they're moving. Granddad is moving, and they are helping to pack all the things. It's easier to move things when they are in boxes. There was a lot of stuff, many things in Granddad's old house. He was happy to be moving to a smaller home. He's moving to a smaller home. This is a bigger house. I do not know why he wants to move to a smaller home, but that's what he's doing. Let's read this page together, okay? These 6 lines. Everybody together on 3. 1, 2, start.
Granddad was moving to and Jared and Sarah were moving
Very good. Granddad was moving to a new house, and Jared and Sarah were helping him pack. There was a lot of stuff in Granddad's old house. He was happy to be moving to a small home. Going to the next page. There is a lot of work to be done upstairs, said Granddad. They have the 2nd floor. They have the upstairs, and there's a lot of work to be done, he says. He led Jared and Sarah up the rickety old steps. He led and they followed. He was in front. Rickety means old, kind of making a lot of creaky noises. When you step on old stairs made of wood, they make some old stairs noises there. That's what rickety means, rickety stairs. What's up there? Jared asked. You'll see, said Granddad. Let's read, okay? From the beginning to the end. Your turn. Ready, start. Good. There is a lot of work to be done upstairs, said Granddad. He led Jared and Sarah up the rickety old steps. What's up there? Jared asked. You'll see, said Granddad. Going to the next page. Yes, Nisha has printed out the book. You can see Nisha, she's showing us the picture. She has the same book. Nice. This is upstairs in the attic. You know what attic is? Right under the roof. Under the roof, the upstairs kind of a storage room. I'll read. Granddad opened the upstairs door and hot air blasted out. Blasted means rushed out, blew out. Jared and Sarah began looking through all the old boxes and suitcases. Many old boxes, many old suitcases, many things to look at, interesting things. Jared found an old movie poster. Who's this? He asked. That's the poster he's looking at over there. There's somebody on a horse, and he doesn't know who it is. So he's asking, who's this? Your turn to read. Ready? Start.
Found an old movie poster. Sarah began looking at the boxes in found an old movie poster. What is it? He asked.
Very good. Good job. Granddad opened the upstairs door and hot air blasted out.
Oh, movie
began
poster.
looking through this word. How do you pronounce it? Through. Through. First, TH sound, you have to stick your tongue out and put it between your teeth. You make the sound. Through. 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 GH are silent. You do not pronounce them. That's the through. Okay? They were looking through all the old boxes and suitcases. Jared found an old movie poster. Who's this? He asked. Going to the next page. Who's that? Granddad is explaining. Listen. That's my father, Granddad said. He is your great-granddad. Grandfather's father is great-grandfather, great-granddad. Tell us about him, Sarah said. We don't know anything about him. Wow, he must be very old. He's granddad. He's not alive anymore. Let's read. Ready? Start.
That's my father.
That's right. That's my father, Granddad said. He is your great-granddad. Great-grandfather. Above him, you have great-great-grandfather. Above him, you have great-great-great-grandfather. You keep on adding great in front of it. That's how you, yeah, you can go forever. Great-great-great-great. If you say it hundreds of times or thousands of times, you'll get to the first man on earth, Adam, right? He was our great-great-great-great-great-great-great. Say great for as long as you can, and then say grandfather. Moving on. Let's see what's going to happen next. Those are some very silly clothes great-granddad is wearing, said Sarah. He's wearing funny clothes. Why is he wearing them? That's a costume, Granddad said. Your great-granddad was a movie star. Oh, he was a movie star. Interesting, isn't it? Let's read these 4 lines. Ready? Start. Very good. Yes, silly clothes he's wearing. A costume. Costume is something you wear, like a Spider-Man costume or a Superman costume or Iron Man, whatever costume you like. What costumes do you like? Tell me about it. What costume would you like to wear? You can unmute yourself.
I'd like to wear a Spider-Man costume.
Spider-Man costume.
I'd like to wear a Disney costume.
Oh,
Costume for me too.
I see. Well, when everybody's answering at the same time, it's difficult to understand, right? A princess costume. Who has a princess like Cinderella or Snow White or Elsa? You like girls probably like those kind of costumes, princesses and fairies, right? How about boys? Boys like superheroes, like Spider-Man and Superman and Batman and other superheroes, right? That's what boys like to wear. Okay, moving on. What kind of costume is her great granddad is wearing? Let's see. Maybe there's a picture. Yeah, there is a picture. He's wearing a costume of a cowboy. It looks like a cowboy, right? On a horse. A movie star, Sarah said. Yes, said granddad. He was in the movies a long time ago. It was before the talkies. The talkies? Jared asked, what's that? What's the talkies? I explained in the beginning of the story, but let's see what granddad says. That's what great granddad called movies that had sound. Movies with the sound are the talkies because they talk and you can hear them. Great granddad's movies didn't have sound. You couldn't hear the actors talk. His movies were silent, no sound, no talking, no music. They were the silent movies, and that's the kind of the movies he was a movie star in. Let's read. A lot of lines to read, but you can do it. Ready? Start. A movie star. Sarah said.
Yes.
He was in the movies a long time ago.
The movies a long time ago.
For
Talkies that had sound. Granddad. Granddad movies.
Asked me. Granddad's movie didn't have sound. You couldn't hear actors talk. His movie.
Very good. You can read so well, everybody. Good job reading. If you read slowly, don't worry. The more you read, the faster you will get. Just keep on reading, keep on practicing. Yeah, reading is fun, especially when there are pictures, right? When there are no pictures, it's still fun because words, they draw pictures inside your head. When you read books, there are pictures in your head. You can imagine those things happening. Reading books is really, really fun. I'll read one more time. A movie star, Sarah said. Yes, said Granddad. He was in the movies a long time ago. It was before the talkies. The talkies? Jared asked. That's what great granddad called movies that had sound, said Granddad. Great granddad's movies didn't have sound. You couldn't hear the actors talk. His movies were silent. Let's go to the next page. How did people know what was going on with no sound? Sarah asked. How do you know what they're saying if there's no sound? You cannot hear anything. How would you know what's going on? You can see for yourself, Granddad said. We'll watch one of my father's old movies. Granddad grabbed a round box and they headed back down the stairs. They went back. Headed back means they started to go back down the stairs. He's going to show them the movie. And there's the film he's holding. The round box is the film. It's kind of in a circle. Let's read. I wonder what it's going to look like and what it's going to sound like. Well, there's no sound because the movies are silent. Let's read this page first and then we'll find out. Start.
How did people know what was going on with the sound? Rocky Round Boat.
Good job. Very good. How did people know what was going on with no sound? Sarah asked. You can see for yourself. Come and look yourself, Granddad said. We'll watch one of my father's old movies. Granddad grabbed, means took, and they headed back down the stairs. There it is. That's the picture. They were black and white too back then, right? All the movies were black and white. Have you seen any of the old movies? Silent movies? Maybe you've seen them on the internet. Yes. I'll read. Listen. Granddad put the movie into a funny looking machine called a projector. That's the projector over there. It's kind of very big. It's not small. Then he turned out the lights. He put out the lights. He turned off the lights and turned on the projector. A jerky picture filled the wall. Jerky means the picture with very rough edges, the picture that is not very nice, not very smooth, kind of rough edges. There was great granddad. He was talking, but there was no sound. He was talking, but there was no sound. Then how do you know what he's saying if there's no sound? We'll find out on the next page. Let's read this first. Ready? Start.
Granddad put the got the lights
Very good. Yes, this word is machine, right? The machine, kind of a device. This word is a projector. What else was difficult? Jerky picture. Okay, let's see the next page. Then he played the piano probably, right? And they're clapping. Let's see what happened. Then the words that great granddad was saying appeared on the screen for a few seconds. So some words appeared. First, there's a picture of him talking, but you cannot hear him talk. On the next picture, there are the words, so you can read them, and that's how you know what he's saying. The words appear on the screen, like subtitles. Appeared, this word is appeared. Get my horse, the words read. Granddad started playing a tune on his piano. So he played the piano while they were watching the silent movie. Maybe something like da 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 da. Some interesting, funny music. The music went along with the movie and made it more fun to watch. At the end of the movie, Jared and Sarah gave Granddad a big round of applause. Applause means they clapped because he played so well. Applause, that's the word. And that's what movies were like before the talkies, said Granddad. Yes, no sound, but you can still read what they're saying. Let's read this page together. Ready? Start.
the words Dad started gave Dad a big round of
Very good. Good job, everyone. You read very well. What is this word again?
applause.
Applause, that's right. It means to clap. Applause, applause, applause. Read this word for me. What is that word?
Appeared.
Appeared. Appeared, to suddenly appear. Disappeared. Hmm? And This is the end of the book. I hope you like. Now you know what movies were like before the talkies. Now we have talkies, meaning now we have the movies with the sound and with the beautiful pictures, and they're in color. Beautiful movies we can watch. What is your favorite movie?
Pop Academy. Good.
What movie?
Pop
Who likes something about superheroes
I like the
or
movie
Harry
Pop
The
Potter?
Mitchells versus the Machines.
My
It's the latest movie
favorite
I've ever.
Oh,
It's
somebody
the
likes Harry
latest
Potter. Awesome.
movie. It was released 2 months ago on the last day of the that month.
Let's take turns, okay? Let's take turns. Can we take turns? Raise your hand. I'll ask you what your favorite movie is. If everybody speaks at the same time, I don't really understand anything. Whose hand is up? Nadia, tell us. Or no, wait. Nadia.
What?
Nadia. Okay, Nadia, tell us. Oh, she ran away. Okay. Kenza, what's your favorite movie?
My
I am
favorite
muted.
movie is Pop Academy.
Say it again, one more time.
Pop Academy.
Pop Academy. It's about dogs.
Yes, and a constellation.
Oh, I see. That sounds interesting. I
Talkie
haven't seen it,
dogs.
unfortunately. I do not know what it's about. Somebody says they like Tinkerbell's storybook. Jisanji says that. Samalmi, what's yours?
Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry. Oh yeah, those cartoons are really fun. It's kind of when I watch Tom and Jerry, I feel sad for Tom because Tom is always the one who gets hurt. Adisha, tell us.
My favorite movie is The Mitchells versus the Machines. It was released on April 30th, and it's one of the most latest movies. The funniest scene was when the robots went dog, pig, dog, pig, dog, pig, dog, pig, and then said loaf of bread, and they were like system error, and then their heads were sparking and they were screaming.
I haven't seen
They
it.
just had to look at a pug for that.
If it's a good movie, I'll watch it later. I hope it's good. Sounds interesting. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
Kuvini. Kuvini,
The same, sir.
which one?
Snow White versus Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
I see. Okay, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Yes, is that a cartoon? Animation, right?
Yes, animation.
Yeah, it's an animation. Okay, that's awesome. Thank you. Hansana.
Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Who?
Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Alvin and the Chipmunks. So yeah, they can sing very well. Thank you. Rayandra.
Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Alvin and the Chipmunks. Yes. Can you sing like them? Sing. No? You cannot sing like them? Okay. Thank you. Charundi. Charundi ni Hansa. You're unmuted. Just tell us. No? Cannot hear you now. Kenzo. You can tell us. What did you write in the chat room? Your favorite movie is, it has a song? What song?
Yes. Here at Pop Academy, best friends we will learn to be. All the things we need to know. With two dogs we will grow.
Let's give them a round of applause. Awesome. Thank you for singing to us. Nishia. Nishia?
How to Train Your Dragon. How to Train Your Dragon.
How to Train Your Dragon. Any songs there that you want to sing to us? No? No songs?
I can't.
Oh, it's okay. Maybe next time, next week. Okay, sing to us next week. Thanks. Nadia,
Yes, sir.
what's your favorite movie? Film? Nadia?
I cannot mute. I changed the story.
What is it?
The Beauty and the Beast.
The Beauty and the Beast. I see. The Beauty and the Beast is a nice one. Okay. Thank you. Whose hand is up? Atara actually raised her hand instead of the digital one. Atara, tell us.
Superbook and How to Train Your Dragon.
I see. The Superbook and How to Train Your Dragon. Thank you. Ashwini.
My favorite movie is Rocketeer.
I see. What is it about? What is it about? Oh, you can. Is that a song? Are you singing a song to us? I think she's singing. Okay. Thank you for singing it to us. Thanks. Let's go to the Magic Treehouse book now, okay? Sorry if I didn't ask you the question. Sorry, we have to go to the next book. Many of you want to answer it. Let me share the screen with you. Here we go. First of all, let's review what happened. Okay? There were two children, Annie and Jack. Annie was, how old was Annie? Annie was about 7 years old, right? And Jack, 7.5, I forgot. And Jack was 8. I think 8.5, right? Yes, Jack was 8.5 years old. Jack and Annie. And they were walking in the woods near their house, near their village. And suddenly, Annie sees a long, long ladder, rope ladder. It comes from the top of a tree, right? So Annie, being very brave, or maybe being very foolish, starts climbing it, right? And it's a tree. It's a big, a very tall tree. And what's on top of the tree? There's a tree house. And so they go inside. Jack says we shouldn't because we do not know whose house it is and who it belongs to. He says we shouldn't be there, but Annie doesn't listen to him. And she just goes up into the treehouse, and she finds inside the treehouse, she finds books, many, many books about castles, about dinosaurs, about even their own town. They live in Frog Creek in Pennsylvania, right? Not in Sri Lanka. They don't live in Sri Lanka. And so Jack, even though he says we shouldn't be touching anything here because we do not know who it belongs to, it's not ours, we shouldn't be touching them without asking first. Still, because he really loves dinosaurs, he starts looking at a book about dinosaurs. He sees a picture of Pteranodon, and then he says, I wish we could see a real live dinosaur. And then what happens next? Suddenly, the wind starts to blowing very loudly. And the tree house that they are in starts to spin. It spins faster and faster and faster and faster. And then when it stops, they look out the window and see that they are not home anymore. Where are they? Where are they? They're in a different world, in a different time. And they see, what do they see? They see Pteranodon, a dinosaur, out the window. Let's see what's gonna happen next. Where is here? Oh, let me erase this first, the picture, or it will bother us for a long time. Here. Now there are no drawings. You can see it clearly, right? Okay. Everybody can see it, I hope. Where is here? Chapter 3. Where is here? Where are they? Jack looked out the window. He looked down at the picture in the book. He looked back out the window. Let me minimize this. Okay, like this. so I can still see you. All right. The world outside and the world in the picture, they were exactly the same. The pteranodon, silent P, we do not pronounce P, we say pteranodon, was soaring through the sky. The ground was covered with ferns and tall grass. There was a winding stream, a sloping hill, and volcanoes in the distance. Where are we? Stammered Jack. He's surprised, he's scared. They're not home. They cannot see their house anymore. The pteranodon glided down to the base of their tree. The creature coasted to a stop and stood very still. He wasn't moving anymore, pteranodon. What happened to us? Said Annie. She looked at Jack. He looked at her. I don't know, said Jack. I was looking at the picture in the book, and you said, wow, I wish I could see a pteranodon for real, said Annie. Yeah, and then we saw one in the Frog Creek woods, said Jack. Yeah, and then the wind got loud and the treehouse started spinning, said Annie. And we landed here, said Jack. And we landed here, said Annie. So that means, said Jack. So that means what? Said Annie. Nothing, said Jack. He shook his head. None of this can be real. It's not real. It's like magic. Annie looked out the window again. But he is real, she said. He's very real. Everybody, please look at the screen and follow as I'm reading, okay? Don't play with anything. Jack looked out the window with her. The pteranodon was standing at the base of the oak tree, like a guard. His giant wings were spread out on either side of him. Hi, Annie shouted. Shush, said Jack. We're not supposed to be here. But where is here? Said Annie. I don't know, said Jack. Hi, Annie called again to the creature. The pteranodon looked up at them. Where is here? Annie called down. You're nuts. Nuts means you're mad. You're crazy. He can't talk, said Jack. But maybe the book can tell us. Jack looked down at the book. He read the words under the picture. This flying reptile lived in the Cretaceous period. It vanished 65 million years ago. Wow, are they 65 million years ago? Are they in the past? 65 million. How many zeros does a million have? Do you know? 65 million. Million has 6 zeros. Oops. The screen disappeared. Let me share it with you again. 65 million is 65 with 6 zeros, right? Million has 6 zeros. Yeah, that's right. I'll share it again. It disappeared. Where did it go? There it is. 65 million years ago. That's very, very, very old, don't you think? No, impossible. They couldn't have landed in a time 65 million years ago. Jack, said Annie, he's nice. Nice? Yeah, I can tell. Let's go down and talk to him. Talk to him? Annie started down the rope ladder. Hey, shouted Jack. But Annie kept going. Are you crazy? Jack called. Annie dropped to the ground. She stepped boldly up to the ancient creature. Ancient means very, very old. There's the picture. Can you see the picture? There's Annie, and there's Pteranodon. He has a crest. He has a beak, a very sharp beak, and large wings, bat-like wings. There's Annie. Do you think it's dangerous? I think it might be dangerous. It looks very sharp. What if he pokes her with it? Let's go to the next page. Do you still have time? Kind of running out of time, but let's try to finish one more chapter, okay? Let's try. It's short, not very long. Chapter 4 is called Henry. Jack gasped. She gasped as Annie held out her hand like this, trying to touch him. She held out her hand. Oh, brother, she was always trying to make friends with animals, but this was going too far. Don't get too close to him, Annie, Jack shouted. But Annie touched the pteranodon's crest in the back of his head. She stroked his neck. She was talking to him. What in the world was she saying? Jack took a deep breath. Okay, he would go down too. It would be good to examine the creature, take notes like a scientist. Jack wants to be a scientist, so he wants to take some notes. Jack started down the rope ladder. When he got to the ground, Jack was only a few feet away from the creature. The creature stared at Jack, looked at Jack. His eyes were bright and alert. He's soft, Jack, said Annie. He feels like Henry. Henry is their neighbor's dog. Jack snorted. He's no dog, Annie. Feel him, Jack, said Annie. Jack didn't move. Don't think, Jack, just do it. Jack stepped forward. He put out his arm very cautiously. He brushed his hand down the creature's neck. Interesting. A thin layer of fuzz covered the pteranodon's skin, like feathers, but not feathers. It's like fuzz, like fur. Soft, huh? Said Annie. Jack reached into his backpack and pulled out a pencil and a notebook. He wrote, fuzzy skin. What are you doing? Asked Annie. Taking notes, said Jack. We are probably the first people in the whole world to ever see a real live pteranodon. Jack looked at the pteranodon again. The creature had a bony crest on top of his head. The crest was longer than Jack's arm. Wow, it's very long. I wonder how smart he is, Jack said. Very smart, said Annie. Don't count on it, Jack said. His brain is probably no bigger than a bean. The bean is very small. His brain is very small. That's what Jack is saying. No, he's very smart. I can feel it, said Annie. I'm going to call him Henry. Jack wrote in his notebook, small brain, question mark. Does he have a small brain or a big brain? There they are. Annie is touching Pteranodon and Jack is taking notes about his fur, about his crest, about him having a small brain, maybe. Do you see the picture? Yeah? Good. Next page, just 2 pages left in this chapter and then we'll finish, okay? Jack looked at the creature again. Maybe he's a mutant. Mutant is a kind of a monster whose genetic code has been modified. The creature tilted his head and he laughed. He's no mutant, Jack. Do I have a good Annie laugh? Maybe not. Sorry if it's not very good. Well, what's he doing here then? Where is this place? Said Jack. Annie leaned close to Pteranodon. Do you know where we are, Henry? She asked softly. The creature fixed his eyes on Annie. His long jaws were opening and closing, like a giant pair of scissors. Are you trying to talk to me, Henry? Asked Annie. Forget it, Annie. Jack wrote in his notebook, mouth like scissors. Did we come to a time long ago, Henry? Asked Annie. Is this a place from long ago? Suddenly she gasped. Jack! He looked up. Annie was pointing toward the hill. On top stood a huge dinosaur. What kind of huge dinosaur? Is it, do you know any huge dinosaurs? A T-Rex, Tyrannosaurus, or maybe Brachiosaurus? Do you know any huge dinosaurs? If you know, you can tell me. I'll allow you to unmute yourself. Do you know any huge dinosaurs?
Yes, the biggest dinosaur I've ever knew is the Giganotosaurus. It's so big,
Gigantosaurus. Yeah.
it's not, no, it's not the
Brachiosaurus.
Gigantosaurus, it's Giganotosaurus.
Giganotosaurus. Okay. Yeah. Lots of dinosaurs, right? Yeah. There's so many dinosaurs, I always have trouble remembering them. Somebody says Kung Fu Panda. Kung Fu Pandasaurus? I do not know such a dinosaur. Hansana wrote
That's
Kung,
not
Kung Fu Pandasaurus. Yeah, that's gonna be funny. Tyrannosaurus. Yes, kind of dangerous. He eats meat. Do you know?
tiny meats.
Do you know Cinderellasaurus?
No.
No, I'm just making them up. You can make up your own dinosaur, you know. Make up your own dinosaur, draw a picture of it, and then show it to us
My one
next
is
week.
Brontosaurus.
Okay?
Brontosaurus.
That's your homework. Look at some dinosaurs. Make your own dinosaur. Maybe like Cinderellasaurus is gonna look like a princess with a big
Brontosaurus.
dinosaur's mouth. Right? Kenzo says stop. Maybe he doesn't like my idea. What Kenzo? You can come up with your own dinosaur. Okay?
Brontosaurus.
There are many in dinosaurs. So yeah, draw a picture of it and show us next week when we have the lesson. I'll ask you for pictures of funny dinosaurs. Pink panther. Oh, pink panthosaurus. Right. Maybe you can use your pet. If you have a dog or a cat or a fish, you can use them to get a good idea for a dinosaur. Make your own dinosaur, okay? Because nobody knows what they really look like. All we have is bones. We don't know what they really look like. Maybe they can be colorful, rainbow colored dinosaurs with feathers. Maybe they're shiny, reflecting light. Maybe they're invisible. It's up to you. I can show you a picture of a dinosaur. Can you see it? It's on this paper. You cannot see it? Oh, you cannot see it because it's invisible. Ha. It vanishes out of sight. It's invisible. Maybe you have some ideas on your own, okay? That's your homework. Do that. Show me the picture next time. Don't use my idea of the invisible dinosaur, okay? Yours should be visible. All right. Hope you enjoyed the lesson today. I'll see you again next week, next Tuesday. Okay? Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Study hard. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you next week.
Bye, sir. Bye.
Tuesday. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye, sir.
Bye.
Bye.
You can go. You're not going. Well, you want to talk about something? No, you don't want to talk?
We are waiting.
What are you waiting for? For me to end the meeting? Okay, I'll end it. Bye. See you next week.